Hi guys, there are some crazy weather events happening right across Australia at the moment. Here in Melbourne and in southern parts of Australia, we're being smashed by the wind, which you can probably hear. Northern and central parts of Australia are getting smashed by heat. I've just been listening to the press conference from the Bureau of Meteorology. They have basically held an extended press conference with a whole lot of information about what's coming over the next few days, and I thought that was really important to share with you guys as growers, because it really impacts what we're doing in the garden, particularly if you're like me, sowing seeds and getting your babies going ready for spring and summer. They're going to be especially vulnerable to some of these weather events that are happening right now. So I uploaded on my community tab yesterday, the wind warning, which a lot of you responded to, and you will know if you're in Victoria, we all got smashed by wind overnight. For me, that meant my greenhouse knocked over. Thank goodness I had just taken a whole lot of seedlings out that night. My mother-in-law had suggested I swap some of the ones from upstairs around, and for whatever reason I didn't put them in my greenhouse because the greenhouse smashed over. Thankfully, I only had a few seedling trays in there with flower seeds that hadn't yet germinated, so I don't feel like I've lost too much. But the most important thing you need to know if you are in Victoria or southern parts of Australia, that includes obviously South Australia, Tassie, I think it's going to ease off a bit tonight, certainly in Melbourne. There's lots more wind coming. Today is Wednesday. They're talking right through potentially until Monday. So you got to batten down the hatches. If you've got little greenhouses outside, they need to either be secured really, really well, or I suggest actually taking your seedlings inside if you can find a good spot for them in the sun. I know that's really tricky. I'm feeling like I've got a bit more flexibility at the moment because I've just purchased and started using a grow light inside, which means I do have a bit more capacity to keep them protected. But if you do have your setup outside in something that's not particularly sturdy, I would change that straight away. Find a way to either secure it really, really well or get them inside. Other things in your garden, pots that are a bit smaller, any plants that are a bit taller and vulnerable, they're likely to knock over. So get them secured or move them inside, or come up with a plan that works for your garden, because my tripod is falling over in the wind. This is going to be an extended wind event, and your little baby seedlings, if they're outside, they're likely not to cope very well. So some of those seedlings that were in my greenhouse, I'd moved up the top and I had a cover over them. Of course, the cover blew off. Thankfully, the seedlings hadn't toppled over, but they were virtually horizontal because they'd just been smashed with so much wind. Now they do seem to be picking up a bit. I'll save that for my next seedling tour, which I think I'll probably record tomorrow.
Hello, Sarah from the Bureau with your national weather forecast for tomorrow. That's Thursday, the 29th of August. And I'll be touching on the unseasonably hot conditions that are persisting through central and northern parts of the country, and another pulse of really strong winds across the far south. So we'll start off taking a look at the MSLP chart, and here we have a cold front pushing into southwest WA during the morning, seeing a return of those wet and windy weather. Now that front is expected to reach the southwest of Victoria and western Tasmania late Thursday night. While in the north, we've got this stubborn ridge of high pressure that's continuing to bring the really settled and clear weather that's allowed the temperatures to build through the interior, resulting in these unseasonably high temperatures. Now, if we zoom into Queensland, we've got dry and sunny conditions with unseasonably high maximum temperatures, with just some isolated showers about the North Tropical Coast. For Brisbane, a sunny day is expected with a top of 32 degrees, which is 9 degrees above the August average. Shifting the focus to New South Wales, we're going to see a temporary easing of the winds throughout the day. However, those winds will redevelop, particularly about the southern ranges and also the Illawarra at night. We're also forecasting some showers about the southern ranges and also the western slopes of those ranges, falling as snow about the alpine areas. For Sydney, we're forecasting a mostly sunny day, top of 23 degrees. While down in Victoria, also seeing a temporary easing of the winds. However, those northwesterly winds will start to pick up during the evening ahead of this cold front, with the potential for damaging wind gusts about elevated areas. Showers are forecast both near and south of the ranges and increasing about the southwest coast at night associated with that front. For Melbourne, a possible shower and a top of 17 degrees. Down in Tasmania, wet and windy, particularly in the west. Not much rainfall in the far east, but also a chance of some small hail about southern and western parts. And you can see the rain really starts to increase ahead of that frontal system. A shower or two for Hobart with a top of 14 degrees. For South Australia, the winds are expected to actually increase throughout the day ahead of that cold front, with just some showers forecast about the far southeast and then increasing again at night about the southern coastal districts. For Adelaide, it's going to be a partly cloudy day with a chance of a shower at night, a top of 23 degrees. Over in the west, that cold front will push across, bringing really wet and windy weather during the morning, with those winds starting to ease from the west as the front tracks eastward, and also those showers easing as well. For Perth, starting off really windy with the showers easing, considerably warmer as we head north, a top of 21 degrees for Perth. Shifting to the northern parts of the country, fine, dry and sunny with just the chance of a shower about northeast Arnhem districts, a top of 34 degrees for both Darwin and Broome. So if you are wanting to know a more detailed forecast for your area, then you can head to the Bureau's website, app or social media. Otherwise, we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.